Bitte begrüßt die Trainer und die KampfrichterInnen auf der Wettkampffläche.
And now, please welcome the athletes to the field of play for the Recurve Women's Quarterfinal Matchup number 3.
Das dritte Finale, Viertelfinale der Recurve Damen. Bitte holt die Athleten an die Linie.
Quarterfinal number 3 of 4 is coming your way right now. In the Recurve Women's Individual, an all-Asian affair coming up as Korea face Japan in a crucial match in the story for Olympic qualification. It's time to go to the shooting line.
On target number 1, representing the Republic of Korea,
Auf Scheibe Nummer 1 für die Republik Korea.
Kang Chae Young. On target number 2, representing Japan,
Auf Scheibe Nummer 2 für Japan.
Noda Satsuki. The line judge for this matchup is
Die Kampfrichterin für dieses Match ist
Katerina Gonchalova.
Massive matchup coming up. World number 15, Kang Chae Young from Korea, is 28 years old, going up against the world number 73, Noda Satsuki from Japan, just 23 years old. And believe it or not, Korea still don't have an Olympic quota spot. They didn't make it through the team events. Kang in with a chance for booking the first place for Korea. But Japan have something special when it comes to anything related to Olympic archery.
Yeah, it seems like Japan has like a secret 6th gear to go into Olympic qualifying and Olympic shooting. So we'll see how that pans out here.
Kang Chae Young getting the sighter out into the 9, just a little low.
Yeah, not too far out of the 10, and she did adjust her sight, so she did feel like that was a good enough shot to go by.
10.
I'm sure that's a good enough shot to go by for
This magic that Japan have, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I wonder if there's actually something there, or if it's just us making it up. But
Coincidence, yeah.
It for sure is something.
9.
And Satsuki is not very experienced in any way. She has only done 5 World Cup stages, has never shot a World Championships before, but has managed to shoot herself into the Elite 8. And well, knowing what's on the line here, it's going to be really interesting to see how she copes with that pressure.
8.
Well, coping with it she is as things stand. There's nothing really up for question, and I think it's a solid start from Noda Satsuki from Japan.
But our crack team of spotters might seem to think it could be a 10. So what we're going to do?
Well, that's what is being looked at right now. Those two look out to me.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question that they're out.
If it's a 10 now, the outcome of that decision will be important, because if it's a 10, we'll have ourselves a tie. And the value is in. It is a 9, ladies and gentlemen. So 27 to 26.
So confirm then that Noda goes into a 2-0 lead. Are we seeing some nerves here from Kang Chae Young because of the pressure on the Koreans right now?
Well, that one arrow was not shot great. You could put that down to nerves, but yeah, sometimes you just shoot an arrow that's not that great. I mean, it can happen. Her face does seem a bit more tense than the joyful, happy face that we typically see when
Yeah,
she's on the finals venue. So
she looks like she's got the weight of the world on her shoulders at the moment. Kang
yeah,
Chae Young.
exactly.
Start of the second. Kang has got to clear her head.
And again, very close to the 10 ring, and it's like just a bit unlucky almost to have 3 arrows that are that close and to not get any 10s. But that's what the game is about.
9.
Again, a very good 9. Almost as if she's doing it on purpose, but that would be a bit of a bad tactic.
10.
There is something so special with the Japanese nation and Olympic qualification.
10.
First 10 from Kang.
Maybe lifted the curse there for the rest of the match. Really nice, like almost textbook technique there as well from Satsuki Noda.
She just looks so calm, but there is something very special going on right now. Kang Chae Young absolutely nailed on as favourite for this match against Noda, but Noda is 4-0 up.
Yeah, and in really good fashion as well, with a 27 to start with that high 8, and then a 29 in the second round where she needed that 9 to grab the set. So you can see here that, textbook technique I was talking about, really relaxed. Line work is good. You can see here the elbow is right behind the string and the arrow. So it's enjoyable to see as somebody who enjoys a bit of archery technique.
Look, you've been through this qualification process. You know what pressures and what the stress is like. It must be playing on Kang's mind. It has to be.
You would assume so, but we've also seen Koreans with immense pressure just shoot incredible scores as well. So sometimes we've almost thought that they were immune to pressure, but here it seems like she is proving otherwise. Although, like I said, she might have just lifted the curse of not hitting the 10 ring.
Yeah, that's 2 in a row for Kang at the start of the third set.
Nine.
A glimmer of hope for Kang here. This set is in her hands now.
9.
What we saw before sometimes is that if you get away from a Korean in the beginning, they try to come back at the end of the match, which, I mean, in all fairness, everybody would try, but typically Korean archers will kind of grow into the match and get better and better throughout. So this might be the moment that Kang manages to get back.
Yeah, she's put it out of reach. And remember, points all important now. There's no dead arrow in these quarterfinals. Set has gone, but shooting another 9 for a 27 could be important.
Yeah, I don't want to get into it too much just yet, but in some situations, depending on who's going to win the quarterfinals, it might turn out to be very important how many set points you get and how many cumulative points you get, because that is what's going to decide place 5, 6, 7, and 8.
The 23-year-old archer from Japan, Noda Satsuki.
You talked about the Koreans growing through the matches. Certainly seems to be the case here.
Yeah, exactly. She started with a 26, where she couldn't hit the middle, couldn't hit the 10 ring. Was very close on 2 occasions, but didn't quite hit it. Then a 28 with her 10 as last arrow, and then now a 29 for her third set. So you can see that the level is kind of getting better and better as the match continues.
Start of the fourth, Kang still trailing by 2 set points. Will shoot first, but she's dialed in on the center of the target now.
A bit of a chaotic shot compared to normal shots that we see from her. It was a bit quicker, a bit more movement, a bit more aggressive maybe, but I don't think that was necessarily on purpose. And Satsuki Noda is just, she just seems calm and like, well, I've said this many times this week already, but she seems on a mission.
9.
This is an important arrow. Can Noda put it in the 10 and take charge of the fourth set?
9.
Not quite.
There's just no excessive shaking. Something that you maybe would expect from somebody who has very little experience on the international circuit, let alone on a finals venue.
At the World Championships.
At the World Championships with Olympic quotas on the line.
Against a Korean.
I mean, how much pressure do you want?
Oh, that is something very special indeed from Noda Satsuki, leveling up with Kang Chae Young in that set and going 5-3 up, maintaining that 2 set point lead.
Yeah, and not only that, but that also means that the next set she can close out the match by just equaling whatever Kang Chae Young manages to put on the board.
And she's shooting second, so she's going to know.
Yeah, so for some people that's going to alleviate some pressure. For some people that's going to put more pressure on. So
you liked it, didn't you?
I did like it. I liked to know what I needed to shoot. Not necessarily because you have to be tactical about it or if you have to take risks. But sometimes you do when it's windy. Like in the windy situation, if you need a really good arrow and you know that there's going to be moments where you can wait for the wind. You kind of wait it out and then try to shoot a really good arrow. If you know you're not going to need a really impressive arrow, you can just shoot it with confidence, and it's like the safer bet.
Playing the percentage game. Start of the fifth. It's such an important set, especially for Kang Chae Young. Starts with a 10.
So really, it's maybe a weird moment to start about it in the last set, but really textbook technique there from Satsuki Noda. If you look at her positioning when she pulls back her bow, she puts her shoulder in place, she goes into anchor. Only real comment I would have there is that she moves slightly with her body and head, but you can see here, put the shoulder in place, and then just go to her face. The line work is beautiful. Elbow slightly higher than the line of the arrow. Really relaxed front arm.
Kang knows a 9 is going to be enough here to force a shoot off. Oh, the door opened again, and now Noda, if she hits the 10, has beaten not only Kang, but given herself and Japan an Olympic quota spot.
Longer hold.
Oh, and it goes into the 9 for a 27. And match point number 1 failed. A 27 was not enough, and Kang Chae Young from 4-0 down has leveled the scores at 5 apiece And what it means right now is we're about to see the most important arrow of these quarterfinals so far from each of these athletes. Why, Chef?
Well, they're going to shoot a shoot-off arrow, which means that both archers will shoot one arrow, and the closest arrow to the center will decide the winner of this match.
You're absolutely right, Misha. You know, World Archery is just simply filled with stories like this of determination.
Talk about pressure. Talk about handling the pressure. Kang Chae Young from 4-0 down.
Showed tremendous amounts of resilience and capability.
Look what it means to the fans in the crowd. You can really feel the weight of pressure from the whole of Korea and the whole of Japan. A little bit of a philosophical nod of the head to the side from Noda Satsuki. Let's not forget, let's just summarize here. The winner of this match books a quota spot for their country at Paris 2024, the Olympic Games. Is it going to be Japan? Is it going to be Korea? We know the Koreans were expected to come here as favourites. They've never lost a women's recurve gold medal match in the team competition at the Olympic Games since they started competing. And they didn't get a qualification spot in the team event, and so far don't have one in the individual.
Not quite yet.
Japan also in that mix, and Japan have this special affinity with Olympics and Olympic-related events. One arrow to decide which of these two Asian countries will book a place at the next Olympic Games. That's my heartbeat you can hear. This is a properly tense moment. Kang Chae Young to shoot the first arrow. Not bad at all.
Yeah. Satsuki doesn't only have to shoot a 10 now, she needs to shoot a better 10 than Kang Chae Young.
Oh, she's done it! She has done it! What a remarkable feat from Noda Satsuki. Forced into a shoot-off, having been 4-0 up, then faced Kang Chae Young's brilliant 10 with her shoot-off arrow and went about a centimetre inside it to book Japan an Olympic quota spot for Paris 2024.
Yeah, and it was really impressive to see her shoot that shoot-off arrow, not only in the 10, but a better 10 than Kang Chae Young, especially if you consider she knew that Kang Chae Young shot a 10, so there was a lot of pressure on her shoulders. And some people say it shouldn't matter what the other person shoots, you should just shoot your own arrows, but in the last end, or last set rather, we saw that by the reaction of Satsuki Noda, she knew what she needed to shoot to finish the match. Yeah. She shot a 9, was slightly disappointed, had to go to the shoot-off, had to regain herself, and then to come out and shoot a better 10 than well, the clear favorite is